Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah. So, which are the three types of or three kinds of approaches to personality? Elvina, tell me one approach.
Trait approach.
Meghna,
Type approach.
type approach. Aishwarya,
Interactional approach.
interactional approach. Okay. These are the three approaches to personality. Intelligence, they have other types of approaches. Now we'll start with type approaches as compared to the trait approach. Type approach is very less, only few theories and small things in it. So we'll study that first. So write down type approaches. Type approaches. Please switch on the camera, Reina. And while we study, we are starting to study about the theories of personality from here on. Okay, and you have to keep this thing in mind that the previous day I told you to underline one sentence, right? Each throws light on some, but not all aspects of personality. So the theories that we are coming across, they won't be completely explaining a particular personality. Okay, they are trying, and it's not necessary that all of them or all the theories or a single theory can explain all the personalities in the world. Most of the theorists have tried to portray some ideas that they have on personality, and they have put up into a theory, and that's why that theory exists. Okay, now we in type approach itself, we are going to see about the theories that came about in early times, in the time of Aristotle, in the time of Hippocrates. All those theories are coming up. Okay, we'll start with Hippocrates theory. So we'll read. Sana, please start reading. Before you start, one question. IQ equal to?
MA by C into 100.
MA by CA into 100. What is it, Amal? IQ equal to?
MA by C into 100.
MA by C into 100. And what is MA? Amal? What age?
Mental age.
Mental age. Okay. What is CA, Reina? Reina? CA. What was CA? The equation. Mental age and what age? Crow? Chronological age. Okay, don't forget that. That's very important for our test as well as for our board exam. Are you all studying for the test? Okay, fine. Yes, Sana, ready? Start. Oh, today also I cannot hear you. Try once more or I'll change. Can anybody hear her? Is it my problem? No. Okay, better luck next time. Yeah, Reina, start.
Type approaches.
Yeah.
As we explained above, personality types are used to represent, communicate, and a set of
expected behavior based on similarities. Efforts to categorize people into personality types have been made since ancient times. The Greek physician
Physician.
Hippocrates have proposed a typology of personality based on fluid and of humor.
Fluid or humor. Underline that. Hippocrates, fluid or humor, Greek physician. Then he classified people into 4 types. Which are they?
Sanguine,
Sanguine, phlegmatic, melancholic,
and
choleric. Yeah. Sanguine, phlegmatic, melancholic and choleric, each characterized by specific behavioral features. Thank God the features are not given in the text. I'm not sure if you are supposed to learn that. You have to learn the names, however, but the features are there for each. The sanguine has one set of features, phlegmatic has a set of features, melancholic has a set, as well as the choleric. So once we finish the chapter, please remind me. I'll give you extra notes on this, on the four personality types. Okay, so who gave these 4 terms? Not 4 terms, 4 types of personality based on body fluid or humor. Who was it? Greek physician? Hippocrates. Greek physician. He was a Greek physician. And what do you mean by humor? When we studied about the structure of the eye, we studied about vitreous humor, aqueous humor and all. What do you mean by humor? Any idea?
Type of fluid present in the eye.
Yeah, that was type of fluid present in the eye. The body fluids are generally referred to as humors here. Okay, and humor, that word itself has some other meaning also. What does humor mean? Humor sense. What is it, Ashish? Humor sense. Humor sense, what's humor sense?
Comedy.
Yeah, related to comedy, jokes and all. Yeah. Okay. So the Greek physician Hippocrates described the types of personality, or he gave a typology based on the body fluids, based on the fluids in our body, and they are categorized as people, or based on these body fluids are categorized as sanguine, then the phlegmatic, melancholic and choleric, 4. Okay, so according to Hippocrates typology, how many personality types are there? Elvina?
4.
4 are there. Okay, and another important question is, on what basis did he give the typology? It was based on the body fluids. But if I consider one of you, let it be Sana, I consider her as sanguine, then I cannot say that the other body humors does not exist in her body. It's like the dominant one. Okay, understood? Yes, okay. Now continue. In India also,
Charak
Charak Samhita.
Samhita, famous
Samhita. Samhita.
Samhita, okay. Famous trees.
Treatise.
Treatise on Ayurveda classified people into the categories of
Vata, Pitta, Kapha.
On the basis of 3 humor elements on Dosha.
Tridosha. You are learning Sanskrit now. Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and all of them together, it's known as Tridosha. Okay, then underline all those. Okay, then
refers to type of temperament called
Prakriti. Prakriti means what is given in the bracket, basic nature of a person. In Malayalam also we refer to nature as Prakriti, right? So relate that and learn the basic nature of a person, that is called Prakriti, in which in Ayurveda it's according to Charak Samhita. Then
Apart from this, there is also a typology of personality based on trigunas.
Trigunas.
That is Sat,
Sattva.
Raja,
Not Raja. Rajas. Sattva. Rajas.
Tamas.
Tamas. Have you heard this one? Asatoma Sadgamaya. What is the rest? Asatoma Sadgamaya.
I studied in my old school. I don't know.
What is the rest? Asatoma Sadgamaya. Any Suresh Gopi fans here? That song is there, no? In the movie. Somebody knows. Yes. Tell me. Asatoma Sadgamaya. That's the ending. Asatoma Sadgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya.
Mrityoma Mridam Gamaya.
Gamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. So, they are also Sanskrit slogans. Just like that, the first thing that we learned was Tridosha. Tridosha means the Vada, Pitta, Kapha. Some say Kapha, I say Kapha. Some others say the same, Kapha. So Vada, Pitta, Kapha. That is Tridosha. Okay. Earlier we discussed about the Greek physician. He was the one who explained sanguine, melancholic, choleric, and the phlegmatic one. The Indian version of that, a kind of Indian version of that is in terms of Sanskrit words. That is from a treatise on Ayurveda. What do you mean by treatise? It is a formal document or description. Okay. Rena is all confused. What is going on? Okay. So that is in Charak Samhita. The three doshas, that is Tridosha, that is given as Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Okay. Then after that, each refers to a type of temperament called Prakriti of a person. Prakriti means basic nature of a person. So basic nature is given as either Vata, either Pitta, or either Kapha. Got it? Basic nature of person. Silly Indians, you know. Explained in terms of all these things. Okay. Then next, more are to come. Read. You want to swap? Rena? Should I give chance to somebody else?
You can give chance to others.
You can give chance to anybody. Grishma, you want to try? Okay then. Apart from this,
From this, there is also a psychology of personality based on the trigunas, that is Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas.
Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. That is three gunas. We learned about three doshas first. Now it is three gunas. Dosha and guna. Dosha was all the. I can hear my sound again. Yeah. Dosha was about the. What is happening? Wait. Bhishma, I have muted you. Just a minute. Dosha was about the Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Like in Malayalam we say Jaladosham, right? For cold. And what happens when you have cold? Cough and cold. What happens? What accumulates in your respiratory system and all? Kabam. Yeah. Relate to that and learn. Dosha is a set of all those things. Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Now we are learning about guna. Three gunas. Three gunas means Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Three. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Okay. Continue.
Sattva guna includes attributes like cleanliness, truthfulness, dutifulness,
Detachment, discipline. Yeah. Sattva, the characteristics of people with sattva. That is attributes like cleanliness, maintaining things as clean and tidy, cleanliness. Then truthfulness, honesty, truthfulness. Then dutifulness, carrying on the responsible works, carrying on the duties, being dutiful to others. Then detachment. Detachment means not completely dependent on something, not attached to each and everything, and not addicted to anything. Understood? Like the Buddhists and all, they are detached from everything. Understood? They are detached from relationship, they are detached from personal needs and all that. So that is detachment. Then discipline. Of course, if people have all these good qualities, then they are supposed to have discipline in life. So discipline also is there. These are the characteristics of sattva. Now second one is rajas.
Rajas guna includes intensive activity, desire for sense gratification, dissatisfaction, for others, materialistic mentality, etc.
This is all related to some kind of the people who always want money, materialistic things, and all those. Yeah, that is the basic characteristics given there. So Rajas Guna includes intensive activity. They do anything and everything to meet their goals. Intensive activity, desire for sense gratification. They want to gratify all their senses. Okay, like they want everything. If it is the vision, then they want to see everything good. Like watch movies that is pleasing to your eyes, isn't it? To your ears, to your body, or whatever. Then maybe eat a lot of food that is gratifying your sense of taste, like that. Then what else is there? Dissatisfaction. They'll be dissatisfied with each and everything. They want more always. Okay. Then envy for others. They'll be jealous of others. Envy and jealous of others. Then a materialistic mentality will be there for everything. Materialistic means they want something to satisfy them always. Materialistic possessions like luxury, the car, big house, money, all those things. Okay, that is about rajas. So we have finished sattva, then rajas. Now, which is the third one? Tamas.
Rajas guna characterizes anger, arrogance, depression, laziness, fear of frustration, etc.
Anybody who took Hindi as second language here? Hindi. What do you mean by tamas? Even Malayalam students would be knowing. In Padiyayam you might have learned tamas. Okay, anybody who knows the meaning of tamas? At least a guess from whatever I told.
Darkness.
Darkness, yeah. Tamas, the word meaning is essentially darkness. Tamas. Tamas. In Malayalam we say tamas. Okay, so just see the features now. Is it something related to darkness? When you are lazy, when you are depressed, what would you do? You take your blanket, go to your room, switch off the lights, sleep. Isn't it? Or go and eat some food, again come back, sleep. Eat, sleep, repeat. So it's something related to that. Tamas. The characteristics are anger, and if somebody comes and calls you in between, finished. Aggression, anger, arrogance. So all the features are there. Anger, arrogance, then depression, depressed mood, then laziness, feeling of helplessness, and spending the whole day and night without doing any work, finally you feel helpless because you have been not doing any work at all, and then you are feeling helpless. Just imagine. And because of that helplessness, you will increase your depression, increase your anger, increase your anxiety, and that goes on day by day. Yeah. So many smiling faces. Okay, so that's about Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. They are together known as what, Ashish? Triguna or Tridosha?
Triguna.
Trigunas. Okay, and what were the three doshas, Meghna? Vata, Kapha. Yes. Okay, on that note, you can start reading.
All the three gunas are present in each and every person.
Mm.
Now, is one or the other guna means a particular type of.
Yeah, so all the three gunas are present in each and every person. But the fact is that for one person, suppose Sattva will be more, or for the other person, Tamas will be more. So it is based on the degree of the level that we categorize people as either Sattva, Rajas or Tamas. Got it? All the three are there, but if one person has one as dominant, suppose if Tamas is dominant, then we categorize that person into that typology, that type. Got it? Clear? Okay, continue.
In psychology, the personality type given by Sheldon are fairly well known.
W.H. Sheldon. If you want, write down the full name. W.H. Sheldon. Sheldon has given the personality types based on body build and temperament. Two things are there, body build and temperament. Elvina and Sana, switch on the video. Body build, temperament. Okay, read.
Using body build and temperament as the main basis, Sheldon proposed the endomorphic
Mesomorphic.
typology.
Endomorphic, mesomorphic and one more.
Ectomorphic typology.
Ectomorphic typology. See, this is the one. Endomorphic, endomorph, ectomorph and mesomorph. They are also known as somatotypes. Somatotypes. Please write down and keep somatotypes. Somatotypes were given by whom? What was the name? Sheldon. Anybody who watches the series Sheldon? Aishwarya?
No, I've seen it. I
You've
thought of watching it.
Even
but
I
I
have
didn't.
seen it. I thought of watching it, but I didn't. Okay. Now have this picture in mind. While Meghna reads, you'll understand more. Okay. Continue.
Endomorphs are fat, soft and round. By temperament, they are relaxed and sociable.
By temperament, they are relaxed and sociable. See, endomorphs are fat, soft and round. It's as if we are describing a stuffed toy. Fat, soft and round. See the endomorph? The middle one. They are fat, soft and round. Okay, then.
By temperament, they are relaxed and sociable.
They are relaxed and sociable, which means their general character. What was temperament? What is the difference of temperament and personality? Temperament and personality essentially. Temperament is biologically based. Okay, biologically based phase of reactions are referred to as temperament. The previous page we already learned that. See, turn over and see 29. Biologically based characteristic ways of reacting. That is temperament. Okay, so Sheldon described his typology or described his theory based on two things. One was body type, the other was temperament. And The names given according to these three types are endomorph, ectomorph, mesomorph. For endomorphs, the body type will be fat, soft, round. Temperament will be sociable, relaxed. Very relaxed type of people, very much mingling with the others. Okay, then next one.
The mesomorphs have strong musculature, are rectangular with a strong body build.
Yeah,
Yeah,
energetic and courageous. That is the, where is it? Mesomorph. Mesomorph muscular, MM. Remember like that. Mesomorph muscular. They have a rectangular kind of body. They are very muscular, very strong, very courageous, and what do you call? They are very energetic. Energetic and the energetic and courageous, that is the temperament of people. The other descriptions are about the body type, how the body looks. Okay, think of the people working out too much, athletes and all, very muscular people. Yes, then
the ectomorphs are thin, long, and fragile body build. They are weak, and
artistic and introvert. They are the lean people, this elongated lean people. Okay, ectomorphs. See ectomorphs here. Yeah. Why is Meghna smiling so much? Okay. So they are brainy, artistic and introvert. The series says that they are brainy, artistic and introvert. I don't know. Brainy, artistic and introvert. So being brainy, artistic and introvert, that is their temperament. Okay. And being thin, long and fragile in the body build, that is their body type. Okay. That's why I told you, keep this image in mind. That's better. It will be very easy for you to describe the body type from this. Okay. And just for the endomorphs, just imagine a teddy bear. They are very friendly, they are very relaxed and they are very sociable. Even if it actually does not talk to you, you talk to it a lot, doesn't it? So it's very sociable and it's very relaxed. Endomorph. And for the mesomorph, remember the musculature, the muscle people, the muscle men. They are very courageous. For if you have a muscle man in your gang, if a problem comes, you will send that person to fight first, isn't it? Yeah, so they are very courageous and energetic. Think like that. Now ectomorph, think of Meghna if you want. Long, lean, what is given? Thin, long and fragile. And they are brainy, artistic and introvert. That's their temperament. Clear? Okay. So that is about the personality types given by Sheldon. Which all did we discuss now? First one was Hippocrates. Hippocrates theory based on body fluids or humor. Then second one was our Ayurveda thing. And we discussed about the Tridoshas and Trigunas. Then we have Sheldon's theory. Okay. After that we have another one. Aishwarya, read.
Let us remember that these body typologies are simple and have limited use in predicting behavior of individuals. They are more like stereotypes which people hold. Jung has proposed another...
Wait, pause. It's not Jung, it's Jung. Spelling is J, I know, but it's Jung. Carl Jung. C-A-R-L, Jung. We'll study his theory again, I think, in trait theory sometimes. Otherwise, somewhere else we'll find his theory anyways. Carl Jung, it is Jung. It's as if we have a Y instead of a J there. Carl Jung. Okay. Jung has proposed
another important typology by grouping people into introverts and extroverts. This is widely recognized According to this typology, introverts are people who prefer to be alone, tend to avoid others, withdraw themselves in the face of emotional conflicts, and are shy. Extroverts, on the other hand, are sociable, outgoing, drawn to occupation that allow dealing directly with people, and react to stress by trying to lose themselves among the people and social activity.
Yeah. I hope you all know about extroverts and introverts, isn't it? Introverts means they won't prefer social company. They won't enjoy the company of others. If they are left alone, much better. That's what they think. They are satisfied with themselves. They don't need any other stimulation from the other people. They know how to deal with themselves. They are happy being alone. Okay, they don't mind being alone. But the other set of people, extroverts, they always want friends around. They always want somebody to talk to them, and they want to be engaged in all the activities. They choose a job which also helps them in engaging in certain activities, contact people more, having conversations, like that. That's two extremes, introverts and extroverts. So this theory was given by Jung, Carl Jung. Okay, nothing much to explain in that, right? I hope you already know. Yeah, next one. In recent years,
Friedman and Rosenman have classified individuals into type A and type B personalities.
underline type A and type B by Friedman and Rosenman.
The two researchers were psychosocial risk factors when they discovered these types. People characterized by type A possess high motivation, lack patience, feel short of time, be in a great hurry, and feel like being always burdened with work. Such people find it difficult to slow down and relax. People with type A personality are more susceptible to problems like hypertension and coronary heart disease.
Coronary heart disease. They are very prone to coronary heart disease. So from the characteristics, can you understand what type of personality it might be? Like, can you give a title to those people? Type A personality. They are always in a hurry. They are never relaxed. They are. They think that they have less time for doing anything. They are very much in, very much in hustle always. Do this, do that, and they think that they don't have time. They feel that they are overburdened with all the types of work. Can you give a title for them?
People with anxiety?
Yeah, they are prone to anxiety. People with anxiety. Type A people. Type A personality means they are very prone to anxiety. And these people, they are susceptible. Susceptible means they have a very high chance of having coronary heart disease and hypertension. Okay. Then, another important and very interesting fact is coming up. Read.
The risk of developing type A personality is sometimes even greater than risk caused by high blood pressure, high cholesterol levels, or smoking.
Yeah, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, high smoking, all these factors might cause coronary heart disease. But for people who have this type of personality, they have a chance of developing the CHD even more, even if they don't have cholesterol or this high BP or the smoking habits. Even if they don't have it, they have a high chance of developing CHD because of their personality. Got it? Which personality is it? Type A. Remember it as anxious. A for anxious, anxiety. Okay? Continue. I should have stuck. Elvina? Elvina is also stuck. Elvina? She's also stuck. Amal, can you read? Okay.
Opposite to this is the type B personality, which can be understood as and the absence of type A traits. This typology has been further extended. Morris suggested a type of A which is prone to cancer. The individual characteristics by this personality are cooperative,
unassertive,
unassertive and patient. Unassertive and patient. They suppress their negative emotions, example anger, and show compliance to the authority.
Compliance to authority. Okay. Now, type B personality they have not described because it is the entirely opposite one of type A. Which means if type A personality people are always in a hurry, these people are always relaxed, easygoing people. Okay. Now, if type A personality think that they don't have any time to do, these people think that I have enough time to do. Very relaxed. If I don't do it today, I will do it tomorrow. No problem at all. Okay. Such type of people are in type B. Type A is anxiety prone. Type B is relaxed type of people. Now another one is given by Morris, a person named Morris. That person gave cancer prone type of personality, that is type C personality. And according to him, these type of personality people, people with this personality are very cooperative. Cooperative means they go well with people, they cooperate, but the problem is they are very unassertive. They won't even give their own opinions. If suppose if Elvina is a type C personality person, and I am telling her you have half an hour to complete studying 5 chapters. Even if I tell her that, she won't tell me anything because she is very unassertive. She will just accept it. Even if she get angry, she will just suppress her feelings, suppress her emotions. She will say, okay ma'am, that's it. That is their personality. They are very cooperative, but the problem for them, it is a disadvantage for them, they are very unassertive. They won't say an assertive no. They don't know to be firm. Okay, that is type C personality. And they suppress their negative emotions and show compliance to authority. Compliance to authority means they comply to each and everything. They agree to each and everything that their authority says. Okay, that is type C. Now one more is type D. Ashish, can you? Type D. Type D, come on.
Type D personality has been suggested, which is characterized by
prone to depression. That's all. They are prone to depression. Not much information is given about this. All these theories, the recent ones are developing only. Okay, so that's type D, which is prone to depression. That's all. So according to Friedman and Rosenman, how many types are there? Type A and type B. And Morris suggested one more, that is type C, which is cancer prone, the unassertive people, easily complying people. Then recently one more this has come up, personality type has come up, that is type D, which is depression prone people. Okay, and personality typologies are usually very appealing, but they are too simplistic. Human behavior is highly complex and variable. Assigning people to a particular personality type is difficult. People do not fit into such simple categorization schemes so neatly, because I already told you one theory might not explain all the personality types in the world. Yes, so suppose if we consider type A personality, one person might be very much tensed, very much anxious, very much always in a hurry, think that they don't have time for everything and all. But at some point of life, they might be very relaxed also. So that type of personality is not given here. Mix of AB, type AB is not given here. Either type A or type B is given. So these things have limitations. These theories do have their own limitations. Understand that and keep. Okay? Yes. Any type A personalities here? Any type A personalities here? Very much anxious, always in tension, anxiety, always in a hurry? No. Nobody. Okay, well and good. So type approach is clear, right? We started with Hippocrates, the four things based on what? Based on body?
Humor.
Body fluid or humor. Then we had the Indian version, Charak Samhita. We have discussed about the treatise in Ayurveda, the Trigunas and Tridoshas. Okay. After that we discussed about Sheldon's theory, Sheldon's typology, that was based on body build plus temperament. You have to describe body build and temperament. The three types are mesomorphic, endomorphic, ectomorphic. Then we had type A, Jung's introverts and extroverts. Then finally we came to type A, B, C, D. A and B given by Friedman and Rosenman. Type C given by Morris. Type D is unknown. Okay, any doubt? Any doubt? No. Shall we wind up then? Okay then. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.